Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Seeing mostly cloudy conditions out there this morning as we have a few fairly light rain showers approaching the area ahead of a cold front that will be pushing through the area as we move through the day today, bringing mainly some rain showers during the morning hours. Then we'll see things clearing up as we get into the afternoon. Behind that front, we'll see some slightly breezy conditions through the day as well. And then behind the front, we'll see high pressure building in for our Wednesday, and then another system approaches as we get into the day on Thursday. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we can see that front a bit further or a bit closer to the local area as seen on this map here, but you can see those showers along that front, and again, those are pushing into the local area at this time, and high pressure behind it expected to build in as mentioned for Wednesday. If we take a look at the current weather, seeing a broken deck at 6,000, 8,000, and 11,000 feet. Winds out of the south-southwest at 7 knots. Temperature at 55 degrees and relative humidity is at 89%. If we take a look at the current local radar here, we can see much of the activity is missing Wallops to the north, but nonetheless still see some light showers off to the west that are starting to push into the local area. Not seeing much in the way of lightning with this activity, so not expecting that as we move through the morning hours. And again, we'll start to see this wrap up as we get into the afternoon. If we take a look at the current visible satellite as well as the composite radar here, we can see much of that activity well north of Wallops, missing us to the north, and still some shower activity that sinks down far enough south to drift through the area over the coming hours. And then we can see the breaks in and a lot of the cloud cover well off to the west and northwest behind the front. We look at the short-term high-resolution model, see how we can expect things to play out, picking up pretty well on some of the shower activity pushing through the area. Again, not expected to push through as we go over the next 3 to 4 hours. As we get into the afternoon time frame, 12 local should see much of that activity pushed out of the area, and we'll see those winds becoming more westerly to northwesterly behind the front. And we'll see some mild conditions ahead of the front, some slightly breezy conditions as well. And then behind the front, continuing slightly breezy conditions initially, and then you'll see those winds taper off and skies starting to clear as we move through the overnight, and seeing some cooler temperatures, more seasonable temperatures as we move into our early morning hours of Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll see dry conditions as that high pressure takes control of the forecast for a day, and then that next disturbance, an area of low pressure tracking right into the mid-Atlantic region for Thursday, will start to bring in some additional cloud cover as we move overnight Wednesday and into early Thursday. That's what you're seeing here with this reflectivity, just showing some thick cloud as a warm boundary once again lifts through the area. So mild conditions as we go overnight into early Thursday, and then moving into Thursday, we start to see some influence of that system approaching the area with some shower activity moving through during the mainly daytime hours, and we'll start to see once again that activity tapering off as we get into the evening as the area low pressure tracks away from the area. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we're looking at a red risk for precip this morning. Do expect a few light showers, not expecting much in the way of accumulation, but nonetheless we'll see some light rain pushing through the area for the 8 to 12 local time frame. We'll see those south-southwesterly winds become more westerly, picking up 9 to 14 knots. Could see our peak gusts up around 24 knots as we move late morning into early afternoon. So looking at a yellow risk for those winds that are above 25 knots, a slight chance we'll see a wind advisory through the daytime hours today, and then we'll see that chance reduce once we get into the later afternoon. We'll see our high temperature just ahead of the front, around 64 degrees today, and then going into the evening time frame, we'll see mainly just some high clouds around, becoming partly cloudy to mostly clear through the overnight. We'll see those winds lightening up as well out of the north-northwest, 3 to 8 knots, and that's going to allow temperatures to cool down to around 37 degrees for our low. Right now, tides are running slightly below normal. Wednesday looks like a nice day with partly to mostly cloudy conditions, much in the way of high clouds, and then some additional cloud cover builds in ahead of that system. We'll see seasonable high of 56 degrees, green conditions for our weather risk that continues into Wednesday evening as we see increasing clouds, mostly cloudy to overcast through the evening time frame, we'll see a mild low around 48 degrees. And then Thursday, we'll see some active weather moving through. We'll see a good chance of rain showers becoming likely. So we do have that orange risk for precip. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions with that area of low pressure as well. So looking at an orange risk for those winds at or about 25 knots. And with the shower activity moving through, we'll see a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings and visibilities. Right now, it looks like a very slight chance of seeing an embedded thunderstorm at this time. Could see that increase as we get closer to the event, but for now, just a very slight chance. And again, some breezy conditions. And then later in the day, should see those rain chances start to decrease as we go into the later day and into the evening time frame. And we'll start to see some of those clouds likely breaking up as well. We'll see a high of 62 for Thursday, likely early on ahead of the system, and then things cooling down pretty significantly behind that system. So that's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.